Just, I was telling you guys when I was all depressed and everything for a while back there, I felt like I was on an island. And I was just like by myself, like in my own thoughts. And to have somebody like Rob and these good friends around you that you could kind of just voice these things out, even to people that are struggling with substances and whatnot. Sometimes what they resort back to is like finding their peace. Like sometimes you just need to talk it out. And I've been talking it out with Rob as a wrestling dad.
And sometimes, for some of us, it isn't necessarily venting, but sometimes it's listening to other people vent that remind you that everybody's having the same crises at some point, right?
Yep.
Like not at the same time, but that crisis is happening for all of us at some point. And to have the availability to hear other people talk through it. Like you said, like sometimes we're talking on a phone and you're talking about you, and sometimes you get this vibe that maybe I'm just listening because maybe I get it, right? Yeah. But I'm not the guy that's going to stand up and emote like that. And I wish that's a character trait that you guys have that I don't always have.
I don't really have it.
I appreciate it. No,
Pete's brought it out of me.
PD podcast, like
he's brought it out of me, bro.
He can break everybody down.
Yeah.
No, but we have had some combos about, like, I remember when I left Patriot, that might have been like 2020, and I would call Rob and I would kind of tell him, and he would kind of look at things from like a realtor or from like a lawyer lens, where he would kind of like, you could see he's kind of like weighing out the pros and cons, and I'm kind of talking it out. And then by the end of the conversation, we both kind of made up the decision just from me talking and him kind of like, okay, so that sounds like a positive. That sounds like a positive. Okay, that sounds like you're leaning towards that end, leaning towards here, leaning towards there. And then I was able to make the move with Oleg, and then he happened to be in a similar instance that I was, where he was like, hey, I think my production is outweighing what I'm getting right now. And I think that I should probably just go on my own. I was like, I think you should really kind of focus on that a little bit more. And then he would quietly, start up the LLC, get his logo going. And before you know it, he's putting videos up. And I'm like, dude, you did it. He's like, yeah.
It took me a long time.
I'm sure. But you did it.
Yeah. And that was easily like the boldest thing you could ever do, right? Which is just like quit your job.
You bet on yourself. You bet on you. And you know what? There's not a lot of people that would do it. There's a lot of people that are scared to take that leap. Good job.
Well, and that's that friend circle, right? That's that you're glad you have a clan around you, because they were the ones not only that like propped you up from a pep talk, pat on the butt standpoint, but those were the people that were feeding you work from their friends and their circles.
Yep.
And so you're so thankful to have that many friends around you that can, send you stuff. Some of it is not going to make you any money. Some of it isn't even something you can help with. But just that the phone is ringing, there's that potential that something great can happen for you. And
one of those calls that made you no money today can make you money next time.
For sure.
You're building that relationship.
Totally.